Good evening, dear listeners. I hope you're all well and in your best conditions while listening to our podcast.
Good evening and welcome to Waad Academy's 4th podcast episode. I'm Rawan Malatani from Grade 10 Blue.
And I'm Buthaina Muhanna from Grade 9 Purple. Today's topic is going to be about choosing your future specialty.
Before we begin this podcast, I'd like to clarify the reason of why we chose this topic, and it's because that we figured out that some students are nearly graduating and they've still not decided what specialty they wanted in the future.
And taking time is good, or if you're still thinking, but when you decide on which specialty you want earlier, you'll even help yourself by reading about that specialty or having an idea about that specialty.
To start by, I would like to ask you, Buthaina, what would you like to become in the future?
In the future, I'd really like to become a good, successful doctor that everyone praises. How about you, Rawan? What would you like to become in the future?
In the future, I would like to become a CFO, which is a Chief Financial Officer, or if you would call it, a senior executive with responsibility for the financial affairs of a company. So how do you think you could choose your future specialty? Or based on what do you choose your future specialty?
As a student, I think when choosing your future specialty, it comes to certain and specific points, such as choosing the specialty based on what you like and what you think you'd be more creative in, and also based on what you're good and smart in. For example, I'd like to become a doctor because I find sciences extremely interesting and I really enjoy studying them, in which there are many things to study about and you could even discover lots of things that haven't been discovered yet in the world of science.
Yeah, I agree. Choosing your specialty based on what you like may be really helpful for you when you study it in the future.
How about you, Rawan? How do you think you should choose your future specialty?
In my point of view, when choosing your future specialty, focus on the things that you're good at, and it doesn't have to be the subjects that you take in school. It might be even the things that you like to do out of school. For example, you might be interested in editing, filming, designing, or many other activities that aren't main subjects in school. It might be the fun things or hobbies that you like to do in your free time, or maybe when you're bored.
I think another point that is important when choosing your specialty is thinking about your dream job. In other words, what is the job that you think you would enjoy, or what is the job that you find yourself in?
Also, taking advices from other people who have lived this experience may be really helpful for you.
Yeah, they might even help you when choosing your specialty, like your parents or teachers or anyone that have lived the experience. And also don't forget that there are even books that guide you or tell you how to choose your future specialty.
Yeah, try to always support yourselves by reading books or taking courses about what you're interested in so you don't really struggle in the future and to have more ideas about the specialty you want.
Also, choose a specialty that will allow you to pursue your interests like researching, learning, and also, as Rawan said, reading.
Some people really don't like reading. Maybe they would like visual education rather than just reading words, and watching educational videos is the easiest example of visual learning.
When you are supporting yourself, providing yourself with knowledge, or taking a brief idea about your future specialty, the most important thing comes next, which is believing in yourself plus dreaming.
When you believe in yourself, you will get to be more confident that you will achieve your future goal. And when you dream about achieving that goal, you'll become more persistent to achieve it in the future.
And as the famous quote said by Eleanor Roosevelt, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Yes, this quote really explains that believing in our dreams may lead us to the future we dream about. And without further ado, today I would like to welcome our special guest for this episode that will help us even more in this topic. Welcome, Ms. Rabiha.
Good evening, Ms. Rabha. How are you today?
Good evening, dear. Alhamdulillah, everything's fine.
That's great news, Alhamdulillah. Now I would like you to introduce yourself, please, Ms. Rabiha.
My name is Rabiha Al-Yamani. I started working here at Waad Academy School, the girls section, since the beginning of the academic year as the math head of department and as a student advisor.
Regarding our topic, we would like to ask you some questions so you can help us even more in figuring out how to choose our future specialties.
Sure, let's start.
My first question is, what was your specialty and how did you choose it?
Okay, so I've completed my bachelor degree in pure mathematics. Actually, I've chose it because my dream job was to become a really successful math teacher. And alhamdulillah, it worked fine and my dream came true.
For the next question, What were the subjects that were interesting enough for you to choose your specialty?
Sure, I had passion in math. It's obvious. That's why I chose the pure mathematics. I've also enjoyed the physics classes. I had many options to choose. I can become an engineer if I love math or I have passion in math. But as I told you, since my passion was to become a mathematics teacher, so that's why I chose the easier path, which is the pure mathematics path.
How would you advise us to choose our future specialty?
Sure, I suggest that you have to follow your dreams. You have to follow your passion, what you're good at. But sure, we cannot forget, or we cannot just skip the idea of we have to check what are the trending careers around, what are the careers that are popular. People maybe sometimes new careers are upcoming, so we need to take this into consideration. And also you have to think of what you dream to be in the future. So this also has to come on mind whenever you're deciding.
Last but not least, do you advise us to take IGCSEs according to the subjects that would lead us to the specialty of our dreams, or to the subjects we find easy, useful, and more scoring?
Sure, you need to take IGCSEs according to the subjects that will lead to the specialty you are planning for. But at the same time, you can also take IGs that are interesting for you. At the end, you'll have, let's say, as you always know, we have a minimum of 5 IGs to fulfill. So why not to choose the IGs that will help us for later on, and at the same time choose the IGs that we find interest in, we find it easy, and we can attain great marks when doing it. And I want to just add one thing that here in Waad Academy we do, and I would like to draw the attention of the students and whoever is hearing us, that Waad Academy School is actually providing the students with the Unifrog platform, where the students can access it to do the interest quiz and personality quiz, where it would lead them also to the right path, and it will show them where they fit and where they would be more successful, and maybe it will guide them so they'll not be lost anymore, as you mentioned at the beginning.
Thank you, Ms. Rabha, for sharing a part of this podcast with us today.
Thank you for the helpful advices you gave us, and I'm sure we'll all benefit of everything you have mentioned today, including our listeners.
Thank you so much, dear. It was my pleasure to be with you, and inshallah for more success on and on, inshallah.
Finally, what I'd like to say is keep on dreaming about whatever you want to be, and make it a goal that you are insisting to achieve. Be more determined, have faith in yourself, and have passion that you'll one day achieve this dream and get to become whatever you want to be.
And the most important thing is that never ever give up on whatever you want to be. You might face some people that may make fun of you or face some difficult challenges, but always be strong, ignore them, believe in yourself, and be more confident.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you all enjoyed today's podcast episode. It was Buthayna Muhanna from grade 9 Purple.
And Rawan Malatani from grade 10 Blue. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.